Bienvenidos al Cliff Notes, and do we have a show for you today? We've got Ismael Gonzalez. He is the broker for the entire country of Mexico. And hold on, C3 and I have a little something we want to sing for you here. Este amor apasionado. Let's go ahead and get the good part. Y volver, volver, volver. Next on Cliff's. Woo! Real estate agents, are you struggling with the day-to-day grind, dialing for dollars, putting in hours of floor time with little to show for it? Are you looking for tips, tricks, and tactics to accelerate your career as an agent that will have you closing more homes, working with more clients, and earning more money than ever before? Hi, my name's Cliff Freeman, and I've spent the past 2 decades of my real estate career running one of the top brokerages in DFW and personally coaching over 1,000 high-performing real estate professionals across North America. I created this podcast to share the strategies and tactics you need to explode your real estate business. I guarantee it. We guarantee we're going to have some fun today.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you what, we're going to bring Ismael on in just a second. Thank God we were supposed to be in Mazatlan today. Karen and I were doing the show live from there. They would have kicked us out of the country if they'd have heard that. You know what? And we need to check in with our spiritual guru of the day today. Travis, how you doing back there?
I'm good, man. I don't think you guys sounded that bad, honestly. I think you guys did it some justice.
Well, you know, we did something to it. I'm not quite sure what it was, but I appreciate that. I mean, always with your guidance, we rehearsed it before the opening there, and got your thumbs up.
No, it sounded great in my book. You guys get an A for effort.
Yep. Thank you very much.
There we go.
All right. So last week I just want to know real quick, did your projections change on Super Bowl Sunday yet?
They have not. I'm still rocking with the GOAT, Tom Brady.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking he's going to take it.
Okay.
And we still have that dollar bet, too, I think.
One whole solid, that's right.
One crisp
bill.
dollar.
Crisp new dollar.
Yeah,
that's
crisp
right.
dollar, exactly.
Okay, I'll take the short side. All right, let's do this. I'm going to let Mr. C3 here introduce our next guest. Would you like to honor our Senor Gonzalez here with your with a little bit of bio about him, and we'll bring him to the table here.
For sure. Well, welcome, Ismael. Ismael Gonzalez joins eXp Mexico as an experienced real estate business producer, consultant, and developer. Ismael has worked in the real estate industry for more than 9 years and has acted as a pioneer within the leadership of Keller Williams Mexico, launching a market center, creating his own real estate team, and becoming regional director for all of Mexico. However, driven by the mission of creating the best brokerage for real estate agents in Mexico, Ismael joined eXp in November of 2020. Driven by his exponential growth, he prides himself on providing the best possible value for his employee and his clients. As broker of record for Mexico, his objectives include the successful implementation of eXp Realty operations, supporting Mexican agents in delivering exceptional real estate service to their clients, and increasing the number of agents, productivity, and profitability of eXp Mexico.
And woo, doggies,
Welcome.
We're talking, can I say, en fuego.
Muy fuego, yes.
On fire. Ismael, welcome to Cliff's Notes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Cliff. Thank you, C3. It's a pleasure for me to be here. It's an honor. Thank you.
And it's so great. As I said earlier, I wish I could be there to give you a big welcome hug and officially get you acclimated to the Cliff's Notes way of doing things here. We were supposed to be there, and a little bug got in the way called COVID, but the good news is we're okay, and we're just excited to come see you as soon as we can. Now, let's go ahead. I just want to get right into this. You told me something a minute ago, Ismael, that you just unlocked the country, right? You just opened up Mexico to eXp agents, and give us the update. Where are you now?
Well, we started operations on the 30th of November, so it's been basically 2 months and a couple of days, and already we have, Cliff, more than 550 agents in the different process of joining the company. We have 250 of them fully, completely onboarded, and around 200 that are going through the onboarding process. So it's been a great experience. It's a great opportunity. We do have a lot of things to do and a lot of agents to help, and we're really excited about it.
That's some growth right out of the gate. I mean, that is incredible.
Yes.
And so, what's the opportunity there? How many licensees are there, and what's the potential for eXp down in your neck of the woods there?
Well, this is a very interesting question, Chris. You'll see, and it might be a surprise for you, but in Mexico, we don't have a real estate license. So it's unlimited potential. We estimate, because there's actually not like a real estate agents register, but we estimate we have between 250,000 to 300,000 agents, like real estate agents in Mexico. And this is a great opportunity. So the fact that we don't have a real estate license in the country is actually represents a very good opportunity to everybody to start a career, to start a business, and with eXp, of course, being the most advanced platform in our country, and being something that real estate agents in our industry was asking for it since a long time ago. It's a great opportunity for those real estate agents and real estate companies already to power up their businesses, and for those that are planning to start a real estate career, to start it from scratch in a correct way. So, as you would imagine, real estate, no real estate license means no real estate schools, right? So we've had this kind of challenges in the past in our country with when we are all starting, we kind of learning how to do things as we go. So one of the big opportunities of eXp in Mexico is the ability to start and really power up their game from the very beginning.
Wow. Well, I want to do a deep dive and unpack the opportunities, because Mexico, operationally and in terms of technology, is completely different than what we're used to here in the
Correct.
U.S. And I'd like to kind of do a
Right.
deep dive in that in a minute. But let's do this first, Ismael. Let's get to know you, the person. I'd like to get to know you a little better. Our audience, I think, enjoys. We really try to, look at. We have a lot of celebrities on the show, like yourself, and they want to know, wow, how did he get there? What happened? Take us back a little bit about. Did you grow up in Mazatlan? What was it like being Ismael growing up?
Yes. Well, just a little disclaimer, I'm not very good about talking about myself, so I'll try. So I started my real estate career when I was very young, and this is because my mother, actually, she's still a real estate agent. She's already retiring, but she's been one of the most productive agents in our city. So she started back in 2007, and I started along with her as an assistant. And after a couple of years of working with her, I got the offer of actually becoming a real estate agent myself in one of the brokerage here in Mazatlan. And I worked a couple of years as a real estate agent. You'll see here, again, real estate business in Mexico. It's a very traditional model and way to do business. So we learned, and I learned the basic ways on how to work your sphere of influence and get the basics out of real estate. And after a couple of years, I got offered the opportunity to become a general manager for a vehicle dealership. And I took that opportunity. So that was great for me, because this was a Japanese brand. And I learned about processes and models, and of course, a lot of systems and quality. And I was on that job for about 3 years. And then I learned another real estate company, Keller Williams, in the country was opening up a market center. So they called me, they offered me the opportunity of being a team leader, which is actually like the CEO of a local office. And we did a very good job. We took that office to become the second most productive office in the country within KW at that time. In the first year, after the second year, I started my own real estate team. It's called Bricks, and we became, in a year, the most productive team within Keller Williams in Mexico. We closed around 280 transactions, which is a very good number considering the average of our country. And I dropped off of being a team leader to really focus on my real estate business. And I built it up into a point where I was no longer needed in a very short period of time. I was out of production, and the regional leaders of KW here in Mexico invited me to be the national director for Keller Williams. So this was the beginning of last year, and I was in there for about 8 months. And then Saturday, like at 6 p.m., somebody from called me and say, "Hey, I have one of those opportunities for you that only comes once in a lifetime. I have Michael Valdez in the phone."
Michael, our dear friend. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, the
Yeah.
president of eXp Global. So we spoke about the opportunity of eXp in Mexico, and that was Saturday. Monday, I met with Jason Gessing, and Tuesday, I was already on board. So it's been quite a ride.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, so it didn't take you long. You know, we say around eXp that once you see it, you cannot unsee
Yes.
it, right? So you saw the model and very quickly realized how disruptive, how powerful, and how successful that model is going to be down there. That's great. I have kind of a side question for you, okay? Because I know Michael speaks a little bit of Spanish, right?
Yes.
And
Well, he speaks fluent.
and your English is very good. When you guys were having a conversation, was it in English or was it in Spanish?
We were going back and forth.
Oh, going back and
Really?
forth. Okay, all right. I was dying to know. Okay, excellent, great. Okay, so here you are now. Now, what is just give us some perspective here. Is Keller Williams the largest franchise down there? Who are the big players down in Mexico?
Well, the largest in terms of agent count right now is, I believe, Century 21. And again, I say I believe because we don't have this register where we can really look it up and see, you know. And so Century 21 would be the largest in terms of agent count. We don't have production numbers. Of course, that is, you know, it stays between the companies. Then I would say Keller Williams and Remax. Of course, we have Coldwell Banker and all the big brands here in our country as well.
Okay. Well, give us a little peek into how an agent works down there. How does it work when you list a house? Does it go on the MLS and then go on Zillow and 168 other websites, or how does it work?
Hear this out, Cliff. We don't have an MLS in Mexico. That doesn't
No
exist
MLS.
here. And no Zillow, of course.
Okay.
So of course, we you know, Mexico it's a large territory, and we have states in our country that are a little bit more advanced than others. For example, we do have an MLS in the Los Cabos region in Baja California Sur, but that is like the 10% or the 5% of the market, you know?
Okay.
So how it works, and we do try to follow the best practices, and we always, you know, the United States is a very, you know, they're leading the way for us. I always say like we are like 5 years behind what's happening in the States and Mexico in terms of real estate. So we do have our listing agreements, exclusive agreements, and everything. We do all the process as usual. But an agent would put their listings into their own company website, and each company would have their own marketing strategies. And we do have listing distribution websites, a third party that you can pay to put your listings in it. So it's kind of like a like a mix, you know, but
Okay.
it's not regulated like an MLS.
Are you allowed, I mean, is it top secret, or can you kind of share with us a little bit about your strategy with a company like eXp behind you? Do you see changes in the way that houses are listed, and do you see the potential eventually for maybe one website that covers the entire country? What's your vision there, Ismael?
Correct. Well, this is a great value proposition of a company like eXp. So again, coming back to the original topic about not having a license in Mexico, real estate agents here, we want to have a license. we want to learn, we want to do better, we want to be more professional, to learn more about systems and models and to improve our processes. So that is what, in this case, eXp is bringing onto the real estate market in our country. So specifically talking about marketing and for our listings, we do have a platform. It's an end-to-end platform. It's called Rep, and this is exclusive for eXp agents, where they're going to be able in there to do, you know, their contact management, transaction management, and as well listing management. So every listing that comes in there gets distributed immediately and automatically in all of these third-party websites that I told you about. But not only that, it connects to a company that is doing the listing distribution in around 50 countries outside of Mexico as well. And we, as eXp, are also building a real estate, a lead generation engine to connect with our listing inventory, so we can provide these leads to our agents.
So that's boy.
And of course,
yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
No. And you know, just to complement a little bit, here in Mexico, again, agents, we are really doing business in a very traditional way. So we're all very used to lead receiving and not that much lead generating. So the biggest opportunity of eXp, it's the ability that we're going to give our agents to learn, implement the systems and models into their businesses that are going to be able to give them control of their lead generation, you know, their inbound leads, not only sitting and receiving leads, but how to work your sphere of influence, how to do open houses correctly, how to do, you know, all of the process that we take for granted, to really do it in a better way, so we can have better results with less time involved, and hopefully do it through this technology that makes it all automatic through workflow. So that's going to be a huge game changer. More than the leads that we're going to receive, the companies that we're going to transform, that we're going to develop on their own processes and their own ability to provide a better service and to service more leads with less time. So that's
and this goes back. Yeah, this goes back. You spent 3 years under the tutelage of a Japanese owner of a car dealership, and the big thing in Japan is called Kaizen, right? Kaizen is constant process improvement. And it sounds like there's a lot of room for that there in Mexico. Just to come in and put structure, infrastructure, and you know, one thing that I've always said is leads are the currency of the real estate business. And if you control the leads, you control the currency. Now, that's a pretty powerful position to be in, to control the currency. And in this country, when my mother was a top real estate agent, the broker would feed the agents the leads. The agents really had no way to lead generate. There was no internet. There was no mass emails and that kind of thing. And, you know, you either had open houses or you had to go knock on doors. Today, the value that the broker adds is in leverage and in training and in the coaching of how to properly run and, you know, learn about lead conversion, learn about the lifetime value of a customer. How do you get the lifetime value out of somebody that you just did a transaction with? I mean, it's a lot of money. It's a lot more money. So these are all things that, just listening to what you're saying, are relatively new ideas in Mexico and could have a huge impact on productivity down there, and just the way the unfair advantage that you are going to have with the technology and the, you know, obviously the power and the, you know, the money of eXp behind you to roll this out. It's really exciting.
It is very exciting, and actually you would be surprised, Cliff, and to really see where we stand as an industry. You know, we're lacking a lot of systems, of course, in our businesses. So this what it does. So, for example, a real estate agent in Mexico is basically a superhuman. Why? Because he prospects, he cold calls, he do buyer appointments, seller appointments. They have a listing here and a listing by the airport, and they do like the transaction, and they do everything. So they're running around all day, and this, what it does is that it limits the ability of an agent to produce a max of 2 or 3, closings a month, right? And they get home completely tired and worn out. So with the improvement of their processes and for them learning about organizational structure that can help them in an economic model and a business model and how to do this in an automatic way through workflows and drip campaigns, that is something that we don't do. We're going to be able to increase the opportunity for an agent from three closings a month up to 10 closings a month. So this really opens up a whole new world for us here in the country.
So here in the U.S., the trend is toward teams. In fact, a lot of the things that we read suggest that the individual agent is really going to be disadvantaged in the future as we go forward. They just don't have the resources that a team has to do the marketing and the lead gen and that type of thing. How prevalent are teams in Mexico? You said you yourself started a team. Is that normal, or were you kind of out of the ordinary when you started your team?
Well, I have to say we were one of the first ones in the country that really built a team. So here I'm gonna make a difference. So we do have a lot of groups, but that is very different. We do have a lot of agencies and a lot of brokerages, but what they do, they're just a group of people working together under the same name, but they're not a team. An agent does a sale, and it's money for the agent and the broker, and that's it. So the concept of a team, of dividing the chores, the responsibilities, and to have an inbound team and an outbound team, an ISA, inbound sales agent, and a transaction coordination department, and a marketing department, and a buyer's agents and listing agents. What this does is that unlocks this possibility, right? And this is new for the country. We don't have that very much like team structures, but we're starting to develop this ones.
Okay.
In Mexico.
Ismael, talk to us a little bit here, if you would, because at eXp we do both residential and commercial. We haven't even talked about or touched on the commercial opportunity. Is that something that's on your radar? Do you have a vision for the commercial side as well, and can you tell us about it?
Yes, we're speaking with the commercial team in the U.S. to really implement how it's going to look in Mexico. Mexico being a developing country right now, so there's a lot of commercial businesses today. So this is a need that we have, and I'm pretty sure we will launch eXp commercial in Mexico in the next couple of months for sure.
Wow. And that's got to be a big opportunity as well. Obviously, not as many agents, but the numbers get much bigger when you start, talking about commercial type businesses and things. Okay.
And, to complement, this would be the first time in Mexico that we really do have a commercial platform in real estate, because a lot of brands, they do have like a commercial certifications, and trainings, but a platform that is able to connect our commercial agents with potential buyers and investors in the entire country and in the entire world with specialized channels of distribution. This is something that has never been done. So we're going to be, again, the first ones to bring something new to Mexico. It's it's a lot of things that are new and coming to Mexico from eXp.
That's super exciting. That is really, really exciting to hear. I wonder how do agents in Mexico, are they compensated the same way they are in the States? Is there a commission that's shared with the broker? How does that typically work down there?
Yes, it's very similar. Our agents are independent contractors, and they work out of commission. So once they join eXp, they would receive a commission, and 25% of their commissions would go to the brokerage, to eXp, up to a cap of 250,000 pesos. So just as a concept,
No, no, no. Now, wait a minute. Hold on.
okay,
Let's talk about dollars. 250,000 pesos is only what? $12,000.
$12,500.
12,500. Okay, that's because I'm sure a lot of people their ears went. Did he say 250? 250? So, but it's pesos. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm
Yes,
sorry. I
it's
did.
pesos,
Yeah.
of
Go,
course.
go ahead, sir.
No,
Yeah.
don't worry. Don't worry. And just for context, the average in our industry in terms of split, it's 50-50. So we have the most competitive model in Mexico for agents. And I'm just talking about the splits and of course the cap. And I'm not talking about, the stock options and the rewards and the revenue share and all of this. That is just above the ceiling. But in terms of the split, the compensation model, we have the most attractive one.
Okay, so
interesting.
that's great to know.
that's good to know.
I wanted to really let's break down because when we talk about the compensation model with eXp, we're not just talking about the transaction income. So you
Nope.
guys, for the first time, are introducing the concept of revenue share down there. So
Well, not like that. There's a couple of companies that are offering something like revenue share. The difference is that they're offering the 2% of the commissions, and we are giving 20% of the commissions. So it's 10 times bigger in eXp that the two companies that we have in Mexico that offer a pretty similar compensation plan. What we are like completely new, and there's nobody that has done this before. It's the stock plan. So this is the first time in our history that we as an agents have the opportunity to become investors, like truly owners of our brokerage. We all used to say that. I used to say that in the past. I used to say our agents are the owners of the company. Well, in this case, it's true. In paper, they will be, accionistas of the company. So
that's
new.
I love that. Now, is that the same stock that agents here in the U.S. acquire? Is it eXp World Holdings, or is there a separate
the
stock?
same one.
Same one. So that's the stock that this year, in the last year, I should say, went from around $6 a share, $7 a share, and today it's trading at $127 a share. You're talking about that stock, right?
I'm talking about that stock.
And that's the company that owns Verbella, which is the company that built out the entire cloud-based platform for eXp and other
Correct.
the military and for universities and for other corporations. It includes the Success Magazine brand that we just purchased,
Prices.
correct? And then includes all the
Correct.
other affiliate income that we generate through title, mortgage, and insurance as well. That's the
Correct.
stock we're talking about, right? And I
That is the
emphasize that
stock.
because that's the real deal, folks. That's traded on NASDAQ, and that is real stock, and that's U.S. traded stock too, which also gives you guys some diversification because now you own interest in a worldwide company, right? It's not just dependent upon Mexico, which is awesome. So,
Exactly.
what a value! What
I mean, why
that's-
wouldn't you want to join eXp if you were in Mexico?
is that the craziest
most-
value proposition?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
It'd be irresponsible for you not to join up with
it would
Ismael
be,
and his
it'd be
group.
crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Right.
so what do you tell us, Ismael? What are your 550 agents your first couple of months in business down there? Wow, that's just blowing it up.
Studly.
What are your projections? Are you allowed to talk about that? I know we're a publicly traded company, but is that something that you can share with us, or what do you just close your eyes and tell us the future here? Can you?
I'm not sure, so I would prefer not to.
Okay. Obviously,
what I can share is that we are expecting a huge growth within Mexico. It's as you guys were sharing, this is the best value proposition. It would would be a reason why an agent wouldn't come here and increase their business and increase their patrimonio. I don't know how to say that in English. You know, their assets, and
Sure.
we're expecting a huge growth.
Yeah. So this is, and because it's new, I think a lot of these agents for the first time are going to have to understand and learn about the impact
Yes.
that revenue share and stock can have. And the
Correct.
fact that, traditionally as a real estate agent, Ismael, our exit strategy, we really didn't have one, right? And so you would
Right.
see people in their 70s, 80 years of age, still trying to do real estate for the, to make some money. But now there's an end game. There is a way to gracefully
Right.
exit from real estate without having to work your fingers to the bone all the way to the grave, right? And
Right.
you can actually through rev share and stock look forward to a retirement. So what we're creating here is wealth for your family and generational wealth. In other words, not just for you, but for your children and your family when you're gone.
Correct.
And for the first time ever, and I mean ever, you're going to see that at a level for residential real estate agents to partake in, and that's that's eXp. That's where we are right here. This is so exciting. So you run operations. You're on the kind of west coast of central Mexico. You're about 6 hours north of Puerto Vallarta. You're in Mazatlan.
Correct.
Okay. And you and I had a conversation, I guess about a month or two ago. You know the reason why I know about Mazatlan, and that's because Pacifico, right? Was la cerveza más
Right.
fina de todo el mundo. Sí,
Yeah.
the best beer in the world
Ándale.
is made in Pacifico. It's good, chilled, ice cold with a lime. Great beer.
It
So
was actually invented here.
it was.
Correct. We have the first factory of Grupo Modelo here in Mazatlan. This factory doesn't export beer anymore. They just produce beer for us.
Oh my
So we have
gosh!
the-
Well, I hate to,
the most
yeah.
fresh beer.
Even
Right.
more of a reason to go
yeah.
visit.
I don't
right?
want to sound like I drink beer all the time, but I do like Modelo and Negra Modelo and Pacifico. I just have
Every
I
once
think
in
the
a time.
Mexican beer
Yeah, the
really
Mexican
has flavor,
lagers.
and
Oh, yeah.
they're really, really good. So, what else is Mazatlan known for besides Pacifico?
Well, we have the tallest natural lighthouse in the world. We have the longest malecón, like boardwalk, in the entire American continent. Right now it's in the eyes of a lot of developers and the government. It's expected to be the most important port in Latin America in the next 10 years. They're building a new aerospace industrial center. A train line that's going to come all the way from Winnipeg. Money and of course in tourism, and we've earned for three times in a row. I'm sorry, the world's most number one destination for vacations as well. So
Right.
it's very exciting to live here.
Yeah, and really, it's most people they're used to going to Puerto Vallarta. It's very very well known,
Touristy,
and Mazatlan. I know American flies directly in, but if you look at a map, you guys are just across the Baja, the Gulf there from Cabo, right?
Correct.
Just almost equal. And the weather though in Mazatlan is much nicer than it is in Puerto Vallarta. Is it not?
That's
a little
correct.
cooler? Yeah,
It is a little cooler, yes.
yeah. And the fishing, how's the fishing there?
Well, I'm not a fisher myself, but we have one of the largest like marlin and tuna sport events for fishing. So it's a big deal here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Mexico is in growth mode. Things are
Yeah.
happening
Oh,
down
yes.
in Mexico.
Big
It,
time.
it really is amazing. And I know that Mexico sometimes doesn't get a fair look. Sometimes people in the U.S., they hear about things and stuff. But the reality is Mexico is really, really, I mean, it's beautiful and it's growing and there are a lot of great things happening down there. Do you see, where do you see the biggest growth potential for you and eXp? Because we've got kind of those vacation markets with second homes and that kind of thing. And then you've got the interior markets like Guadalajara, Mexico City, that type of thing. Where do you kind of see the natural growth happening first there?
Well, of course, the touristic cities and our capitals are the ones that we expect to grow faster. But this is a very important question, and I want to share this because it was actually one of the things that made me really make the decision to transfer my business into eXp. In my previous job, one of my responsibility was to ensure the growth of the company, of course, but this was a franchise, right? So my job was to find a business group, entrepreneurs in a city, and I would sell a franchise to them. So they would have to invest in put a market center, 4, 5, 6 million pesos to be able to open up a franchise. So what happened with this is that it really limit the capability for the smaller markets, right? Because we did have our KPI, so we can't open up an office in a city where there's less than X amount of transaction and less than X amount of agents. So I was unable to bring these brands to little markets, for example, little in terms of size, right? So for example, Lake of Chapala, that is right now booming in eXp. So when I heard about this, digital platform, and the fact that it's not a franchise, so this is a first one as well for eXp. So this is the first time in our country where a real estate company this big enters Mexico without being a franchise. So like this, November 30th, we were in the entire country. So right now we have Los Cabos growing a lot, and we have Cancun and Playa del Carmen growing in Mexico City and Querétaro, but we also have Ajijic, and we also have Torreón and San Luis Potosí, and we have Lake of Chapala. So it gives me goosebumps suddenly by talking about it. So the ability that we have to really bring this value to all of the agents in Mexico, it's amazing.
That's
without
probably
having to invest in brick and mortar.
Yeah, that's one of the most important things we've talked about, really, is the ability of this model to go in and penetrate a market share so much faster than trying to build a franchise model where you have to write a big check to buy the franchise, then you have to go build a brick and mortar, and all the franchisees are fighting over territory and all of that sort of thing.
Easier barrier to entry.
It's easy. Lowers the barrier to entry, but it really gives eXp an unfair advantage. That's what I believe. Yeah. It's an unfair advantage against the franchise. That's what we're seeing up here. Yep. For expansion and growth. We can scale and grow faster than anybody. You've seen the growth here. We're almost at 42,000 agents here in the U.S. When I started 4 years ago, we had about 2,000. Okay, so that's a heck of a growth rate. And I think you're going to see that in Mexico because of the business model. There's so many advantages, not just in the compensation and pay structure to the agent, but just as from a growth model, it really is incredible what you guys are going to be able to do. And that's what's exciting. You mentioned Chapala, and I just, is that on Guerrero? It's on Lake Guerrero, right? It's up near.
It's in Jalisco.
Jalisco, okay. Is it near Guadalajara? Right. It is, right? I believe.
It is very near. Chapala is the largest lake in our country.
Chapala, right. And there's a lot of expatriates. A lot of Americans go down there to retire because even on just Social Security, you can go down there and retire and live really well. It's a big place for a lot of people are moving in from the U.S. to retire down there. That's awesome.
Well, I would say 90% of our agents in Chapala are expats.
Is that right? Wow.
That's correct.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I've got to ask you, Ismael, have you ever been on HGTV like House Hunters International?
No, before.
No? I'm going to call Sarah Allison at Pie Town Productions and see if I can get him plugged in. Do you guys get HGTV, the TV station that has... Okay, yeah. See, that's caused some problems up here in the States because people watch that and they think that all you have to do to sell real estate is just go meet somebody, show them 3 houses, and in 30 minutes
And
you
that's
make a
it.
commission, right?
Right.
So, wow, that's incredible. Ismael, is there anything that I wanted to ask you this because, I mean, you know, I feel like you and I are great friends. We're going to be great friends and when our families get to meet. But is there anything that you want to share with the audience that not too many people know about you? You told us something before the show that I bet not too many people know. But is there anything else that you can think of or that only a few people, a handful of people know about Ismael?
I like to play video games.
You like
Nice.
video games?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you know, I try. I'm kidding, but I'm not kidding. You know, so I really try to separate, you know, my work life with my personal life. You know, of course, I do mix it when it's necessary, but I do have my own hobbies, and you know, I'm well known in my town for being a reggae music player. So it is sometimes like I'm living two lives because I have this urban life with my friends and the people that I mingle with, and at the same time, you know, I'm leading you know, the most important real estate company in Mexico. So it is great for me to have the opportunity to really disconnect sometimes and just play video games.
Wow. But okay. But you brought up the reggae thing. I got to ask you. So, are you in a band? You guys have regular gigs you play, or?
And like maybe actually it was the 10th anniversary last year in December, I believe. I left the band like maybe 4 years ago, but I still go and see them play. I just go up on stage and grab the guitar or the bass and I just jam with them.
Oh man, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Now I'm really ticked off. I didn't get a chance to get
go-
to
yeah.
buzz him on.
Oh, we're definitely going to
Yeah.
rebook this.
I'm a guitar player too,
You
man.
have-
What can I say? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That's wild. Well, I thank you again. We're just about out of time here, Ismael, and you were talking about getting goosebumps. I've got goosebumps now just thinking about the massive opportunity that you guys have in Mexico to bring so much value, you know, just in coaching and training, in structure, in
Yes.
technology, and the things that you can do to pull that country together, especially like you said, this is not a franchise model. This is one company, and
Right.
it's, you know, it really is. It's incredible to think the power of putting all of these smart people and agents that are going to be in your path
Yes.
together and put them in an entrepreneurial environment. I mean, eXp, wouldn't you agree, is the
Such
most
an
entrepreneurial real estate company that I've ever seen. There are some amazing things that are going to happen down there, and I
Yes.
can't wait to stay in contact with you and keep in touch. Will you promise to come back in 6 months or so, and either we're going to be there or we're going to do this on TV, and can we get an update from you in about 6 months? Is that all right?
Of course. As long as we do it here,
That's what I want to
Hey,
do.
yeah,
get
that's-
together again.
Yeah.
I think I'm going this time.
Now we've got, okay, well, we need a driver down there, so that makes sense, right?
Right.
Makes perfect sense.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, Ismael,
have
thank
fun.
you again so much, man. I just, we're here. Just know that we're pulling for you, and we're going to be watching from the stands.
you.
It's great to see you. You're an incredible leader and visionary, and I know that you're going to do some great things down there. And we're just excited. I mean, this is one big family. We're all held together by the stock and the revenue share, and we can't wait to get down and spend some time with you. So we're going to leave it at that, and have a great week, and just let us know if there's anything that we can do for you up here in Dallas, okay?
Thank you very much, Cliff. It was an honor for me to be here, and I hope to talk to you soon.
Wow, we
And
will.
anything you need as well, and any U.S. agents that are willing to or want to grow their business in Mexico, just feel free to contact us, and we'll be happy to help as well.
What is by the way, and I really should have said this earlier, but what is the best way for, if somebody up here in the U.S. knows a good agent down in Mexico who might be interested in this opportunity, what's the best way to communicate that with you?
Well, I would expect for the agent to first introduce the opportunity to the agent, and once the agent is interested, If he's a real estate agent from eXp, of course, we are all on this platform, Workplace. So they can just look me up in Workplace, send me a direct message. We're all free over there, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, awesome. That sounds terrific. Just contact you on Workplace, which is our intranet.
Yes.
Yep, and you and I talk on Workplace, so that's super easy.
Correct.
Okay, great, good stuff. All right, my friend. Well, it's great to see you, and I can't wait to see you again soon, Ismael.
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto. That's
And
it.
then que tengan buena noche.
Que tenga buena noche. Yeah, it
Yeah.
means have a good evening,
Yeah.
right?
So-
Can you say that,
Right.
Trelvis? Trelvis, you got que tenga buena noche.
Que tenga buena noche.
Dude,
Close enough.
man.
Close enough, I guess. Close enough.
That's really good.
It is very close.
We're gonna get Trelvis on some of these mariachi songs, man.
Tell you what,
I'll sing back up.
He could lay them, pick them up, and put them down. You know?
why don't we really be the Three Musketeers?
Yeah, we could.
I'll sing back up.
Well, all right, audience, thank you guys for being here. We love you. Much love from Dallas Galleria, Lincoln Center. We'll see you next week on
Cliff's Notes.
All right, folks, tune in to Cliff's Notes every Thursday at 1 o'clock Central for the tips, tricks, and tactics to explode your business. I guarantee it!